Oh my God, 28. All right.
Double micing it.
We're double micing it
out
here. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah. Please go live. Share us on all the things.
Turn towards me.
Oh. A little lipstick on the teeth, you know, our chin,
we can't be hanging out here like that, shorty.
But we welcome you all to the first live recording of Soul Palate.
Yes.
We are so excited to be here with Tales of the Cocktail. We're also very excited. Hello, Steven. Thank you for Lustau, Steven, who
thank you, Lustau.
helped us out sponsoring this. So we're really excited. And this is called From Booked and Busy to Calm and Compensated. And we're going to get into it. So just to let you all know, my name is Kapri Robinson.
And I am Dee. And Soul Palate Podcast is a podcast where we bring black and brown people to the table, experience spirits, wine, etc. And our goal essentially with Soul Palate Podcast is to normalize the black and brown experience through how we navigate tasting, smelling, and all the things when it comes to spirits, wine, vermouths, and so on and so forth. And yeah,
that's what we do.
We talk about a little bit of everything, a little pop culture, a little industry stuff, a little non-industry stuff, our little personal lives and all the things. So yes, welcome and thank you guys for coming. Hey, cocktail bandits in the building.
Cocktail bandits. We're so excited to see all the beautiful brown faces.
First of all, I'm loving the audience members that are here because you guys also have perspectives on this particular topic.
Yes.
So we do want to encourage y'all to, of course, engage with us. Don't feel like you have to sit here and we just talk at you.
Right.
We want participation.
Yes.
All that we ask is you just raise your hand or whatever so that we know to acknowledge you and give you a second to talk. So don't feel like you can't say anything.
But during our tasting, and this is if you've never seen Soul Palate before, when you're tasting here, when you smell, say exactly what's on your brain. And for that, you don't need to raise your hand.
I was going to say, just throw it out there for that.
And then when you're tasting, say exactly what's on your palate. This way, that's the way we're normalizing that anything we taste is not wrong. It's what we taste, okay?
Yes, we're not holding anybody to the WSET verbiage of it all. Feel free to say exactly what you're tasting, smelling, memories that is triggering, all that.
Yes. So this conversation from booked and busy to calm and compensated is very important because we're talking about work-life balance, right? What does that look like? Do we even have it? Why don't we have it? And with that, we took this week to really look at what was on the web, in our own lives, about what's speaking to this conversation. So I'm going to start with one of these Instagram posts that came up on my feed this week. And this post is by Cool Urban Hippie. Okay, there we go.
Cool Herb.
And it goes, hey, it is okay not to be working on anything right now. Every season isn't about producing. Some are about being still, to reflect, to learn, to heal. If that's where you are, be there. There's no rush. Breathe. It's okay. So we're going to start there. We're getting to calm and compensated, y'all. We really want us to do that. So first, we're going to go to our first sip. First sip is our category of tasting the spirits on our podcast.
So, Pre.
Yes.
I'm going to follow your lead on this because you're more familiar with sherry than I am as a category. So can we just talk a little bit about sherry, the spirit?
Absolutely. Yeah. So sherry is a fortified wine made in Spain. Fortified wine means they're putting wine and adding a higher proof spirit to it. So it's a little bit stronger. Sherry is made from Palomino. Well, this Lustau sherry is made from Palomino grapes. And the first one that we're tasting is going to be Lustau Fino. It's going to be your left.
Yes, your left to right.
Your left to right is our right to left because we're following you all. And the sherry, we're going to do lighter to a bit darker and deeper in the sherries that we're drinking here. So let's go ahead and smell.
I mean, the grape influence is like immediate.
For me, it's
is Palomino a white grape?
Is Palomino a white grape? Yes, it is.
Oh, they're all white grapes. Okay.
I love it. So for me, it's like nutty, like it's giving white flowers.
What kind of nut is it giving though? Like it's something distinct. Pause.
Seriously, no, it is though something very distinct. I don't know.
Watercress,
almond.
Yeah, it's definitely giving a raw nut. Again, pause.
Yeah, white flowers for sure.
Okay.
I'm doing lemon oil for me.
Definitely something bright there.
Yes. All right, sipping up.
Yes. Oh God, that's good.
It's very dry. I love that.
We were curious about how we were going to feel about it being room temp. I'm glad we're drinking it room temp.
Yeah, I feel like I drink a lot of cold sherry, so this is new.
No, I like this. What's it giving?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I like that though.
Funky socks.
Kind of like cheesy, almost like funky cheese almost.
Like a what's the cheese I'm thinking of? Not Parmesan.
No, it's not blue cheese
No,
either.
it's gonna be like a harder cheese.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
Like a Toscana or something. Like
She's the queen of cheeses, y'all.
I love cheese. Literally, yeah. Ooh, it's giving charcuterie
Love
board.
that.
I love a
Love that.
charcuterie.
Yes. So what happens when you're aging sherry? There's oxidation in play there. There's a little bit of air in the barrels that they do, and there's a yeast floor that covers the sherry, but also a lot of air is interacting with the wine itself. That's going to give you those nutty notes, that funky, cheesy notes that's happening in the sherry. Also, sherry is aged. Sorry, I didn't even talk about the aging of the Fino. So what we just tasted, 100% Palomino grapes, aged in American oak cask and traditional Soleras and traditional, Soleras and Criaderas.
A Criadera system.
And Solera system is a way of blending and aging all the way through. And this is usually an average age of 4 years. I gotta get the picture. So heading into our catch up.
Yes.
Yo,
so,
listen.
if you have been listening to the podcast already, you're probably familiar with the fact that we were doing a 66-day challenge, which technically ended on what, Friday?
Technically.
Yes, technically it ended on Friday.
Yes.
So how did you feel like yours was overall?
Okay, so the 66-day challenge was for us to omit something from our life and pick up a habit that was going to better our lives, kind of better our life balance, work-life balance. I didn't finish. I went, and this is the conversation that we're having, right? I went in 2 weeks into it and was doing really great, and then life started happening. Health started getting crazy. I needed to work. Finances were being weird. People around me were being weird, and I was just like, stop doing what I was supposed to do. And though I needed to stick through it, which I want to stick through things more, I didn't. And so, yeah, how do you feel yours went?
I mean, mine went okay. I lasted a little longer than 2 weeks, but I didn't do the whole 66 days in terms of like being on it every single day. Right. I was still like sprinkling in. So my challenge to myself was to do yoga every day, y'all. And for the first few weeks, I was definitely doing it just about every day. And if I wasn't doing it every day, I was doubling it up on the day to make up for the day that I missed. And I feel like ever since Bar Convent was where I got thrown off. So we went to New York for Bar Convent, that threw me off. And then like the following like week or something after that, I went back to New York, and then that threw me off. And so I just kind of sprinkled in. After it was, I did yoga and sprinkles at that point.
Absolutely. But I think it's just about remembering, right? Remembering to do work-life balance. Yeah. Remembering to try to put more energy into yourself. Yeah, prioritizing
that was really
self-care.
my takeaway.
Absolutely.
Prioritizing the self-care.
Absolutely.
So I did take something from it. And I'm still going to get back to doing yoga. I don't know if I'm going to do it every day. But I'm still trying to at least do it every other day.
That's right.
I feel like I can figure out 30 minutes every other day.
Absolutely.
But
we can figure that out.
It's about prioritizing.
It is. And so talking about work-life balance, how has your work-life balance changed since last year?
Well, I've thankfully been able to hire someone that I can delegate shit to, which has been a major part of creating any sort of balance. I really don't know if I'm really balancing life and work all that much, because honestly my life and work has just been more of a convergence than a balance between the two.
Yes.
Because so much of what I do for work is also very much just a part of my everyday life. So it's really just figuring out how to incorporate the stuff that I actually enjoy with the work part of it all, and delegating the shit that I really don't like to do to someone who is getting paid to do it.
I think that is a great point. Should we even call it work-life balance, or should we call it work-life synergy? Who knows? Who knows?
That's a
We'll
quotable.
figure it
It's a
out.
tweetable. Okay, I like a
It's
tweetable.
like, I think that's what, when we go into this article we've been reading this week, that's kind of what they were talking about. Like, finding things, and some of the quotes that you have, finding things that you enjoy to do that also becomes your work, what you're being compensated from. And that's what being calm and compensated is really
That's what I was gonna
about.
say. I think that's where the calmness part comes
You know what I'm
in.
saying? Doing things that feed energy back into you, but somehow it's also feeding your way to live life too at the same time. So
Yeah.
find that, figure that out. You know,
Mr.
Rasheen.
Nate Cool.
How you doing? Oh, hey, taking pictures. Oh. Okay, no, stop.
So how do you feel like yours has changed?
Honestly, so going into this it's not a new job. I've been there now for a year, but starting my new bar job, I knew that I didn't want to work more than 4 days. So that's something that I kind of changed within this year. And that has helped me to take the 3 days that I have to at least try to prioritize putting energy back into myself. My friends know that I will ghost you for 3 days and be to myself because I need isolation as a person and as a human being. Yeah, gotta careful on it.
I ain't even touch it.
Yeah, we gotta.
It's a slippery sucker. If you already know, I'm childish, so just bear with me.
Yes. We got our mics hooked up all janky, but it's nice. But so for me,
Janky, but it's nice.
For me, it was very important to figure that out because I definitely feel like 2020, 2021, I was just working. I'm saying yes to everything. I'm trying to figure out, trying to do yes to everything so that I can have money and different things like that. And I just literally one day was like, I can't keep doing this. This is not making me happy. I don't want to keep doing this. So it was about figuring out how much time do you need to yourself. Take it. Let's keep doing it. And so, that's what has changed for me in the year.
Yeah. I would say in terms of my work life, I'm not even going to say balance, work-life synergy. We're going to go with that one. It is night and day, not even between this year and last year, between this year and 2020 on before. I feel like I was always juggling at least 3 jobs. Not even necessarily because I had to. It started out because I had to. Because when I was working in catering, it wasn't enough to sustain everything, but I always kept that job. And then it was always another job or 2 that I was doing just to be able to do all of it. And then at some point I was just so used to working 3 jobs that I just kept 3 jobs in rotation. And I'm so fucking happy that I decided to stop doing that.
Yeah, that's real.
Because I don't enjoy it.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm excited to get to the article at some point that we were reading, because it talks about busy and just that almost subconscious feeling obligated to always be busy doing something, moving something, being a part of something, participating in something, posting something, shooting something,
yes. We gonna get to it. Let's get to our second sip, y'all. Thank you to all the new people that have walked in the room.
Yes,
Hello.
welcome.
You are tasting in front of you Lustau Sherry. We've already tasted our Fino, which is on your left-hand side. We are going to Amontillado next. And just to let you all know, this is Soul Palate. We taste spirits and we speak about them. So we're asking the people in front of us, feel free to shout out notes that you smell immediately and shout out notes that you taste immediately. So we're going to go ahead and nose our Amontillado. By the way, Amontillado is also Palomino grapes, Asian American oak cast also, and the traditional Solera y Criaderas. And then also the average age for this is going to be 8 years.
Really? First of all,
I'm getting raisin.
Raisiny is
prune.
It's all the wrinkly fruits.
All the wrinkly fruits on
It's giving dates, figs, prunes, raisins.
Figs. Yeah.
It's all that.
Dried cranberry.
It's a wrinkly fruit medley.
Yeah. All the wrinkly fruits.
But isn't that pretty much a raisin? Like a dried grape?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Seriously. All right, I'm going to taste that.
That nuttiness is still there. It's pretty faint. Kind of thinking hazelnut.
I like the acidity a lot. It is high.
Wow, yeah, it is. Immediately makes your mouth water everywhere.
Absolutely.
You said apple?
Apple, nice.
Red or green?
Yeah.
Red or green? Red or green?
Yellow. Macintosh. I don't even know the apple.
Macintosh.
Green. Okay.
That's more of that tart.
I feel like more pecan here. Maybe.
Pecan, that's a good pull. I'm trying to figure out what the sweet is that I'm getting. Like, I'm trying to put a word to it, and I can't quite place it. Almost like maple.
Yeah.
It's like light maple syrup. Like an amber maple syrup, not like...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see the
Absolutely.
barley, yeah. For sure.
For sure. That's a good pull. Mm-hmm. What kind of herbs?
I want to say...
Forgot to do my usual sound effects.
I'd say the quality of the herb is...
Like,
fresh it is, dry.
okay, so definitely some like greenery.
I was just about to say, are we talking sage? Are we talking like savory herbs? I could definitely see sage.
I love that.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that, y'all.
So what's TD? Talk to me about these quotes.
Oh, child.
What's going on?
So we have a couple of quotes from, I was reading an article in the Stylist, and there's just a couple of quotes that I wanted to pull that just kind of speak to essentially the topic of what we're talking about. So the first one, we all have a couple activities in life which we can confidently say we really enjoy. Whether it's playing with your dog, sitting on the beach, reading a book, we all have those little things which are guaranteed to bring us happiness. The real question is, are we spending enough time doing those things? The answer is most likely no.
Right.
Research from Adult Education College City Lit has found that a third of us spend less than 42 minutes a day doing something we actually enjoy, just 3% of our daily 24 hours. And while the average person will spend around 8 of those hours asleep, that means we're really only spending 4.5% of our waking hours actually enjoying ourselves.
Yikes.
Which is frightening.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So I just like that quote because it kind of just prompted more like the question of like how much time do you actually spend doing shit that you like?
Yeah.
Outside of working.
Absolutely. I don't think it's a thing. It's a thing, but, when do you have the time for it? Do you have the resources to do it? Like, all comes into play when you're thinking about that. And I think from, speaking about booked and busy to calm and compensated, it's about prioritizing again.
Yeah,
and really
exactly.
putting those thought processes for it, really thinking about what makes you happy. Is it playing with your dog? Is it reading
That's
a book?
what I was just about to ask you. What tasks that do you do that has nothing to do with getting paid that make you happy?
Outside of like the lazy things like watch movies.
That counts.
I love watching anime. I love dancing. Dancing is huge for me.
That's
Dancing's
something I
a great
don't spend enough time doing.
Oh, I try to dance as much as possible when I can, and it's hugely therapeutic. I've cried while I've danced before. I've, really I've given like energy out, and it puts energy back in. Sweating, I love that. Only dancing when sweating. I don't like to sweat any other time. But when I'm dancing, I'm like, yeah, we sweating. Yeah, I would say that's for me. You?
Yeah. Definitely my reality TV makes me happy. What else do I enjoy doing? It makes me happy. Writing, like I like journaling. Because usually by the time I'm done and my hand is cramped, I usually feel just light in general. So that's something I actually need to do more of. But yeah, similar to you, like movies, TV. I like being able to just do nothing and not even shut my phone off, but just get it as far away from me as possible.
Absolutely.
That genuinely makes me happy.
Absolutely.
And just hanging out in my kitchen.
Okay.
Because I'm obsessed with my kitchen.
Well, she also cooks down. So
those type of things make me happy. The only thing that sucks is like when I do have like a heavier work week, I don't have the energy to cook and it bothers me. Because I really don't feel like it, but I also really want home cooked food.
Yes.
And it's like if I don't feel like it and Rod doesn't feel like it, then I'm probably ordering something that I'm not satisfied with.
That's
because
real.
I could probably make it better.
That's real.
And then I'm upset because I just spent money and I could have did it myself.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
Question. So when you're trying to prioritize your work-life balance, but you're swamped with work, what are the things that you do to try to say, okay, I have to do this and that and the other thing? Because I know I was just telling my bar director that I look at January and I look at the next 6 months from January and I take off every single thing that I want to take off from my life. And then from that 6 months, I do the next 6 months. So there's almost no excuse that I can get this up.
Oh,
like
true.
a month's notice. Is
True.
that a thing, or do you think that could that I should change that?
Personally, I don't think you
If
should
it
change
works
that.
for you, don't change it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, don't
Okay.
change what works for you, for sure.
That, and then also I would say, if work is swamping you, step back, sit back. If you have a moment, at least to step back, look at what you have, and is there any room for you to say no to something? And being able to say no to something is going to be able to tell you, you're going to give yourself a reason why you're saying no to this, so you have that moment to now give that energy or whatever you need to do, or sleep, or idolize, put yourself in a space away from people, or be with people. Whatever that is, do it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think saying no recently in the last year has definitely been one of the things that has helped me, think about this.
And not trying to justify why you're saying no, because no is a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence. You do not have to justify. You don't say no.
I had to learn that one.
I just say no.
That no is a
On you real
complete
quick.
fucking sentence, and
Yes.
now it is the easiest thing for me to say.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, should we get into our? You want to do the next quote or next sip?
Let's do the next quote, and then we'll get into our third sip.
Okay.
Because then we'll get into the article. So, this was a quote that I found from Business Insider that I thought was very interesting, and it was mainly essentially they were giving some advice in terms of how to prioritize setting your goals and what you actually put your energy into.
Yeah.
So, what you must do. The goal isn't to find your passion. The only goal is to make progress each and every day. Some of the readers and clients tell them, some of the readers and clients tell them they can't find their passion, purpose, calling, or whatever you want to call it. If that's you, then eliminate the need to find those things. You don't need to find your passion in order to start. Right. Passion is just a concept that is used to point to what's beyond it. If it stops you from taking action, then get rid of it. Yeah, I like that. Keep your focus on taking action instead. So become relentless about making progress and moving forward, because that's what truly matters. And when you become relentless, you become fearless. Instead, you embrace the fear, and you don't become fearless, sorry. Instead, you embrace the fear and learn to coexist with it. So I loved that part.
Okay.
Because particularly with me, I've absolutely suffered from fear paralysis and just procrastinating so long to just because of the fact that I'm afraid of any potential negative outcome that I just don't start at all. And so I've definitely been learning to just coexist with fear and just do it anyway.
Yeah.
And wherever the chips fall is just where the chips fall with it. But that takes a lot of cognizant fucking work.
Absolutely. I think that's very huge that you said about fear too, because fear is also a reason we stay busy. Right? When you are afraid of things, when you don't want to face something, you dive into work, you dive into being somewhere else, something distracting. Even though it's I'm booked and busy, bitch, but are you okay?
Exactly.
Are you okay?
Are you going home after work and crying?
Yeah, then
you
it's
probably shouldn't be as busy.
Yeah, so I think that is awesome, becoming relentless. I think there are moments where I become relentless, and I'm like, okay, let me chill out, because I think I equate relentlessness to being busy. And going for it all the time. So what do you think how do I separate that, you think, in my brain to relentlessness isn't exactly busy and doing it all, but kind of more of just,
well, I think it's being relentless about prioritizing the calm too.
The best thing we like to do? Definitions. Let's look up it.
Yes, okay, we can look it up. Relentless?
Yes.
Ooh, so we can be very literal. But I definitely think that it's in terms of answer the question that you just prompted. I definitely say it.
Oppressively constant, and then harsh
oppressively constant.
Oppressively constant.
Not oppressively. Why?
Harsh or inflexible. I don't like it. I don't want to be relentless. Fuck that. I'm over it.
I don't want to be that.
We're out of here. I'm over it.
Okay, we're just gonna say determined.
I like
that
determined.
better than relentless,
Determined. Yeah, because that's why we look up definitions, child. Jesus Lord. No.
Yes, let's be real intentional about the words we put out there to the universe. Okay, so we're going to be determined.
Okay, I like
to
that.
prioritize the calm.
Yes.
Which is another point that this is why this article was actually really great. It was long as fuck, y'all. But they talked about a lot of good stuff because they prompted me to question what that fear is about not being busy and what we subconsciously think of that lack of busyness actually means in terms of our productivity.
Yes.
So I think that you know, people being like so pressed to like dive into a bunch of different things. Part of it, I think, of course, comes with like image. Social media has a lot to do with it. Like you see people who are like projecting these super busy, super intense lives where they're just being like commissioned by the entire world to do all these great things. And you feel like you're supposed to be doing the same, or you feel like if you're not doing the same, then there must be something wrong with what you are doing.
Yeah.
And so I think that is a major thing in what drives people to be booked and busy all the time.
Yes.
I, for one, don't want to do all that.
Yeah, no.
I really only want to be booked with the shit that I want.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to be booked with something that I'm like not excited to go to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, Erica Grohl.
Hello.
Hi.
My question is, how do you, when we're talking, and since we're on the subject of booked and busy, how do you maintain, right? Because you're booked and busy, yes. Are you happy? Yes. But you're not only busy with the things that you're doing for like other brands or other businesses, you're also busy with the things that you want to execute and curate yourself, the things that are coming from your own mind. So what are the driving factors for y'all in terms of determining that balance in the busy itself? Before we even get to the time, or if we're talking about synergy, like is there some way that synergy works in how you decide how much to give to other things and how much you execute that comes from yourself?
I like to try to figure out how they align. Is working for what this brand or something is doing also align with the thing that I want to do
we're
too,
trying to do, yeah.
And somehow I can mash it together? That's one of the ways I like to do it. I'm also pretty good on like, what am I looking to say? Like I can try to make an event that is like purely me, if that makes any sense. Like I try to make sure that I align it.
Why is my mic not
like I already said that, I guess. I'm repeating.
I did it again.
How about you? I'll fix it.
Thank you so much. Well, at least I'll speak to at least right now how I go about shit like that. Honestly, right now, stuff that I've been asked to do or whatever has pretty much been in alignment with what I'm already doing, which is nice. So I haven't really had to say no or like figure out how to cut out other stuff because I've been able to tie it in with what I'm already doing anyway, especially like with starting Soul Palate. A lot of what I'm doing is really spirits focused anyway, or spirits and wine focused anyway. So I'm able to kind of multitask a lot of it or just incorporate what I'm doing in one space into what we're doing with Soul Palate or Sealbox or whatever. So I've just been kind of blessed in that regard because it's kind of aligned itself and I didn't have to like purposely do it. But I think that just came with kind of curating the work that I focus on too. Like I pretty much only focus on Sealbox / Distilled and Soul Palate. And anything else that falls outside of that has to be really important or just really want to do it in order for me to put energy into it right now because those are already 2 full-time jobs.
She actually brought up what I was trying to get to was intention. Like what is like intentionally picking up things that you want to do. You know, like if a brand is asking you about it or you're reaching out to brands or different things like that, intentionally make it something that you want to be into. If it's something that you're not really into and you're just doing it, it's probably not what you need to be doing, honestly.
Yeah.
Money is nice, but I personally am a fan of choosing myself over money. I do that quite often.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I do.
Because I have done a lot of shit for a nice little check, and then I wound up in tears by the end of it because I really didn't feel like it.
Yes.
I didn't want to do it, but I wanted that check.
Yeah.
And then the whole time I'm just like cranky as fuck throughout the whole thing. And that never feels good. So
I would say figure out what your priority is. Is priority your money? Or is your priority to grind? Okay, cool. Now your priority is to grind. How do we healthily grind to get to that point?
And
you know
give yourself a deadline.
Yeah.
Like don't make it something that you're gonna do all year long. Like if you gotta go hard for like 6 months or 3 months or whatever, then do that and then rest.
Yeah.
Recharge and then figure out what that next move is.
I would say even when you're grinding per day, like what's really cool about this article too, but is figure out the time of grind. So I'm grinding from this moment to this moment and I don't talk about grinding or working or whatever it is for the other hours of the day. Like cut that shit out. I think that's been really awesome. I've been finding some people who some employers who do not, Rich is one of them, talk about or try to talk about work with their employees when they're not there.
They're not at work.
Like, you don't get text messages, you don't get calls, you don't get anything like this. I think that's super important. I think even if we aren't,
it's difficult.
It is difficult.
I'm not there yet.
For me, it's not mine. That's
Yeah.
like my runway. But like the end goal is very different.
Yeah.
And keeping that balance out, like when I employ people, I always talk to them, even in my interview, like keeping the work-life balance is my goal for you.
Right.
I love that.
And like, you know, a lot of the times, like, for me, my life is part of my work at the same time, just because that's my priorities.
Right.
But I'm projecting through them sometimes, and I have to balance that out.
That's real.
I feel seen right now. I feel seen.
That's real.
Because I definitely project.
But I think it's really good. I think we need to set those boundaries though with our bosses too. So I'm glad you already do that. But like, I try to set that boundary. Like, I don't talk to me no more about work outside of here, unless that's my all that I need to be talking about. That's my, you know, what I'm living. But if it's just my bar job, we can talk about that when I get in there. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, we can talk about
this. It's definitely
this.
a little different when it comes to bartending because there's really not. I mean, not to say there's nothing y'all should be talking about after the bar shift's over or whatever. Because technically, there's a ton of shit y'all could really be talking about.
Right.
But at the same time, nothing that has to be discussed or whatever on those off hours or when y'all are not in the same building or whatever. I don't feel like that's necessarily necessary all the time. I mean, except for like instances like this where we're at Tails, you have a pop up, something like that. It's a little different,
Right, exactly.
But as like a regular thing, like texting me or texting you or whatever about prep this cocktail needs to get done. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Like you could have told me that when I clocked in.
I try to set in office hours even though I don't work at office.
But on the opposite,
No, that's a good point though.
you try to take your mind out of your job, your passion for your job comes back in.
That's right.
So it's like your mind just can't get off of it because this is your baby, this is your passion.
And that's okay.
I was gonna say, that's not a bad thing.
That's a healthy thing too, right?
It's about whether or not you enjoy that.
Like parents need vacations.
Yes. That's real
But
though.
the thing is, if you love the craft of mixology, bartending, and all of that, then you're going to enjoy doing that. You don't feel like it's taking away from you to do it. You're just more investing more into what you actually give a shit about. So that's where the calm and compensated part comes in.
Yes.
Because technically getting paid to give a shit about that.
Yes.
And so that's the whole point.
I think also though it's recognizing the feeling of when you're being overworked. That's when you need to start thinking about, okay, something needs to adjust now because I'm no longer working in a comfortable space that is making me feel better, right? So starting to think about I'm like, okay, now I'm getting cranky at work, I'm getting cranky with my friends, I'm doing this and that. What needs to figure it out? What needs to give?
Yeah.
And then it's a constant, life is constantly a readjustment to something, right? So this is always an ongoing process. Like, you're never going to be like, got the answer. No, it's...
And checking in with yourself, having that inner dialogue for real is important too.
Absolutely. Okay, third sip. Let's get to our third sip, y'all. Third sip. You are now tasting Lustau Oloroso. Also 100% Palomino. They're all Palomino. I know we said that. Aged in American oak cask, also in the traditional Solera. And the average age for this is going to be 12 years.
12 years. Damn, I wish I had this in the Glencairn because the color is like tripping me
Very
off.
pretty.
That's very pretty. What color would we call this?
Brown.
It's not giving amber. I don't know about that one.
So
It's giving
definitely caramel came out for me. That maple that's happening is definitely big. Ooh, you already tasting it? You smell chocolate?
Ooh.
I think I smell chocolate. I think I also smell a little like toffee.
Yes. Ooh,
Definitely
toffee,
for sure.
Like rice vinegar.
Oh, that's a good pull. On the nose?
Yes,
I cook with rice vinegar.
absolutely. Going in for the taste.
That acidity is right there again. Wow.
That raisin is
chocolate
there, but it's like a cooked raisin this time. Where I feel like the other ones are just like raisin out of the bag. Well, this one is like feeling like it's cooked into something here. Definitely caramel. Definitely
Caramel,
chocolate.
The chocolate is definitely there. Giving milk or dark?
Ooh, you ever had roasted Brussels sprouts and you burn a little bit too much?
A little singe around the edges.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Caramelization. Fucking accurate.
I think malt chocolate.
I like
Malted
that.
chocolate, like malt chocolate powder. Mm-hmm. Like Ovaltine. Anybody ever had Ovaltine before?
I haven't had Ovaltine in a long ass time. How
Ovaltine,
random.
Fucking love Ovaltine. Woo, I was an Ovaltine bitch.
Is Ovaltine still a thing? Does that still exist?
Does it still exist? I don't know. I have
I've
no
never
idea.
seen Ovaltine
Yeah.
on the grocery store. Oh, bitch.
We're gonna get some Ovaltine. Fuck that. We're finding Ovaltine and NOLA this. Okay, we're getting
Ovaltine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn.
No milk. Please add milk. Don't add no
Not
water.
Please don't do chocolate. Nothing with water.
Education. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I found also on Instagram, going through Instagram, and the New York Times put up this opinion piece by Tim Kreider. This is probably how you spell it. It's Kreider. And 12 years ago, he wrote a article called "The Busy Trap," and this one you can see. I know sometimes New York Times you can't like see their articles. This one you can read all the way through. And this really spoke to me. It wasn't about our industry, but it was just about being busy in general. And some of the pieces that spoke out for me was, he says in there, they're busy because of their own ambition or drive or anxiety, because they're addicted to busyness and dread what they might have to face in its absence. Going back to the fear part, right? Like, we're just like constantly doing things and having to put things in the front of my face because I'm fearing something else or don't want to approach it. But he also talks about that making us feel important and making us feel like we are, meant to do something. This world is meant for us to do something. I have to keep doing it. I have to pursue it. I thought that was really... That took me out of that. What about you about the article?
So one piece of a little line from a particular piece of the article that I found interesting was he was referencing that he had gotten on a Zoom call with one of his friends, and she had recently, I think, like moved to Paris or something like that, and like completely changed the environment of how she had her life set up. And so I guess she had went from being like super, super, super busy all the time with work and all of that, like to the point where she didn't even make time to date. She was based in New York, and then moved to Paris and started living that expat life, and realized that what she had attributed to what she thought was just her personality actually had nothing to do with it being her personality at all. So the quote was, what she had mistakenly assumed was her personality, driven, cranky, anxious, and sad, turned out to be a deformative effect of her environment. And so really she's not a crazy, cranky, anxious, sad individual. She just had created circumstances for herself and an environment around herself that brought those type of feelings out of her. And she realized once she got out of that environment how much more she enjoyed her life. She actually got her a man. And just, it was like night and day for her. And it was like an epiphany for her, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
To like point out. Let me see. There was another quote that I loved. Hold on.
It's that last one for me.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I like that one.
Yes.
Idleness is not just a vacation, an indulgence, or a vice. It is as indispensable to the brain as vitamin D is to the body, and deprived of it, we suffer a mental affliction as disfiguring as rickets. First of all, you can tell this motherfucker's a writer.
He's a writer.
The way he words things is so great. The space and quiet that idleness provides is a necessary condition for standing back from life and seeing it whole, for making unexpected connections and waiting for the wild summer lightning strikes of inspiration. It is paradoxically necessary to getting any work done.
Yes.
And I think that is so true.
Yeah, I think that is great. And he goes on from there to speak about how a lot of things that were great and brought up were because people were alone, and that's when inspiration struck them. That's when they were able to have, passion come back for something, what I'm saying? Taking that step away, taking that step back is very huge, I think, for living this calm and compensated life in general, you know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed this article because he's pretty much fighting for us to he says even in the article, he goes, I really think we should get to, in the centuries to come, a moment where we don't work for money. We're doing it for love. And, you know, we're just paid a weekly check to keep our life going. I personally would love that. I don't need to, like,
I'm here for all
be
that.
making millions. As long as I'm making, if someone could give me enough to live the way that I want to live, you know, I still want to travel and shit. But if they could give me that, like, and I could just work because I love to do what I do, instead of it feeling like it's the only way for survival, life would be great. And I think for me, I'm constantly trying to get to where that feels like that, right? Like the money is coming in, but it's not, you know, I'm not like stressing or breathing over it, hopefully one day. And I could just do what I love to do.
Yeah, that's why, at least for me, I'm very happy that I finally have gotten to a point where I don't have to bartend full time just to like make money, because it was making me super jaded towards a craft that I love so much.
That's real.
And it was like becoming something I didn't enjoy to do anymore because I had to do it. I didn't always want to wake. I'm not a nighttime girl like that. Like not where I'm obligated to be awake. Like by 9 o'clock I'm ready to be on the couch asleep. So
Right.
With that being said, any bar worth its salt, it's just not going to work scheduling wise. And so I was getting real cranky having to clock in at 4 o'clock and not leaving until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And so, and this is kind of a question I want to prompt to you, like in terms of what calm and compensated looks like for me now, is having that luxury. If I want to step behind the bar, I can. And if I don't want to, I don't have to. I can still make sure I make a living. I can still pay my mortgage. I can still travel. And beautifully, I can still travel a lot of times for free, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, what does calm and compensated in itself actually look like for you, for your life?
Calm and compensated for me looks like me creating opportunities and creating partnerships that are long lasting, that I know that is a security, and the facts that I know that I'm going to put about this much work and know that I'm getting this in for this amount of time. I'm looking for that moment. And then from there, being able to then, outside of that, do what I love, and that's going around the world, finding new places to eat, finding new places to drink, finding new beaches to lay on.
Yes, absolutely.
Finding new
all
loves.
the local spirits.
Tasting local spirits, and you know, learning about ways to make them and new ways to do things. I think that's calm and compensated for me. Also, calm and compensated for me is diving more into what I love. You know, like not having to, like you said, like, you know, finding a way to not have to do a day-to-day type of thing, but kind of live a more free, structured schedule. It would be amazing.
Yeah, I love one thing I really like, at least this year has kind of shown me that it's possible. It's like not, like every day doesn't have to look the same.
It doesn't.
It does not have to look the same.
It doesn't.
Like, one week I could be going to fucking Brooklyn to pick a barrel, and then another week I could be at fucking Tails.
Yeah.
And that's great.
I am not a routine type of girl. Like, I don't want routines. I don't want to do the same thing. And when I get stuck in a cycle, child, I hate it.
Yeah, I get cranky.
I get so cranky.
I definitely get cranky.
I see nothing else. My life is this. This is my reality. I can't see the light. I only live in this bar. No, like it's like too much. I cannot. But you know, doing these things, being able to share our thoughts with people and stuff like that, really makes me feel calm and compensated. This moment right now makes me feel very calm and compensated, bitch. Period.
We are living a calm and compensated moment.
I love it. I love it.
But y'all read The Busy Trap. That is actually a really good article.
It's such a good article. He really talks about. Also, there's this moment he talks about what he was like as a kid. He goes, even kids are busy now.
Yeah, and you know
right?
what? Okay, so he talked about how he was a latchkey kid. So he was talking about how nowadays the children are just as busy as their parents, whether it's like extracurricular activities, sports, so on and so forth. They come home just as exhausted as their parents are, for real. And there's really no like idle hours allocated in the day. So he was talking about how he was actually a latchkey kid and how he had those like 3 to 4 hours to like do nothing if he was going to do nothing, to go outside and climb a tree if that's what he was going to do, or play with his friends or whatever. And I can definitely relate to that because we are of that hybrid generation that didn't like came like right at the beginning of internet and like didn't have social media and all that shit. And then we've also experienced the entire tidal wave that is social media now. And I was a latchkey kid too. Yeah. And I was outside playing on fucking seesaws and swinging and shit. And I was not worried about nobody's TV, computer, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's actually right. Those like few hours to just do nothing but play or just be a kid or whatever is very important.
It's so important.
I don't want to imagine being like an 8-year-old stressed out because my schedule is overwhelming.
So important.
That sounds wild.
Yes,
I'm not doing that to my kids. I'm not doing it. First of all, I don't want to be the mom in the mom van taking you from place to place to place to place to place to place all day. Like, I don't have time for that. So,
but for real,
we're gonna be
like,
chilling,
and it goes
eating ice
through.
cream
It goes through
and
so
do a
much,
kitchen.
right? Like in high school, you're trying to do
Clubs, sports, extracurriculars, yeah, getting extra credits, AP classes, and all this stuff like that. Like,
then you get to college, you're doing the same thing and doing all this stuff, all back to back to back to back to back.
Internships.
Then you take on manager jobs so that you could live the life 24/7. No, we don't want to.
No.
We gotta stop.
No.
Make that time. Make that time for yourself.
to be idle
Yeah, and
to
chill.
recharge.
Yeah, recharge, baby.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
We in the Beyond the Bar, recharge, baby. But New York Times brought that up because he wrote another article that I didn't finish reading, but it's really about how, and I'm gonna read some quotes. So the first one was, people aren't trying to sell busyness as a virtue anymore, not even to themselves. A new generation has grown into adulthood that's never known capitalism as a functioning economic system. Which is really great, because it's like, we really can't tell younger generations right now, like, you better go keep working and get that and they're like, do I?
Because we wasn't listening to our grandparents when they was talking about find you a job, stay there 30 years, get your
30
pension and call it a
years.
day. I'm not doing that.
They were really working at the same place for 30
Our generation is a generation that has no loyalty to the company itself. We are literally, if we could find the next thing for that next bump in the salary, I mean, because you stay at a place, think about it, you stay at a place for 30 years just to get what, maybe a 10% increase in your salary. Like, come on, bro.
No, that's crazy.
I'm not doing that.
That's booked in
My
busy. We don't want that no more.
No, my sister Monica literally, she has, first of all, she's working fully remote.
Yeah.
But is working 3 jobs, fully remote, all full time. If she gets, she's also at the same time constantly interviewing for other jobs.
Oh my gosh.
And so if she gets an offer for one that it gives her an overall better situation than the one she's in, she's jumping ship. It does not fucking matter.
Oh, no.
She does not feel bad at all.
Oh my
and
gosh.
the salary goes up.
Oh, well, that's what's up.
Exponentially each time. That's the whole point of her
Yeah.
jumping, though. It's not like for kicks and giggles. Like,
Yeah.
it's for the money part of it. Because she's only going to work remote either way. She refuses to take anything less at this point, which I love that's like, we're requiring that as the working market or whatever.
That's a great
Requiring
boundary.
you to give me remote because clearly we've been forced to prove that it's not necessary
To be in an office
to
space.
be in an office, to
Yeah.
have your fucking middle
Yeah.
management micromanage me all day just so you can justify giving them a paycheck. No.
Right.
You pay me more to do what I do well and send them on about their merry way because now you know you really didn't need to give them that salary in the first place.
Right.
So yeah, she will jump ship in a heartbeat for that higher salary and just a better overall circumstance.
Wow.
But
That's
that is
real.
very much telling to just our generation and how we look at the job market in general. Like,
Yes.
nobody's looking to be tethered to one place that long unless they truly love it there. Like,
Going into that, Tim says, to young people, America seems less like a country than an inescapable web of scams and hard work, less like a virtue than a propaganda slogan inane as just say no.
literally though.
Just say no. It's okay. You don't have to say yes. You don't have to take on that big ass load. Nah, I'm good.
No.
I'm going to the
good.
pool today.
I'm good off the loans.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good.
You already got me with this goddamn
I can find a
school
better
scam.
bag with less work. You know what I'm saying? Like that can be done. It can be done. And then he finishes off with, everyone is still busy, worse than busy, exhausted, too wiped at the end of the day to do more than stress eat, binge watch, or doom scroll. He said doom scroll. I know.
What the hell
When
is
you're
a
in
doom
the bed
scroll?
at the end of the night and you're just doing this. Can't go to sleep.
Oh my god. See,
Can't,
I am not
we
that
all
per-
doom scroll.
Oh my god, I do not doom scroll.
I doom scroll
I
like
hate
a motherfucker.
scrolling. I hate scrolling.
That's
I
true. She
hate
actually
it.
does
I
not scroll.
don't like to scroll. I post and I get off. Or if I go on Instagram, I like to
boundary.
think they have the favorites now. Like, I only want to see the people I actually want to see. Don't keep showing me all these ads I didn't ask for.
Oh, man. I
Don't
get
try to
sucked in.
sell me on another fucking flat tummy tea or a fucking Instagram boutique. Like, I don't want to see none of that. I didn't
Right.
ask for none of that. Now they're bombarding me with goddamn food posts. I don't need any more seafood pasta recipes. I'm good. Thank you so much.
I like all my seafood
I don't
pasta
need
recipes.
any more carbs being thrown at me on Instagram. I'm fucking fine. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
There's
god.
more fish than salmon.
That's
I
so
don't
real.
need another salmon bite, another fucking salmon kebab. I don't need any more of that shit. There's 20 different ways to air fry shrimp, apparently. Like, that's why I don't scroll. It's overwhelming as fuck, and I get right back off. So I don't doom scroll. I got
250 fried shrimp recipes because of Instagram. Period.
My saved posts under my collected is straight recipes
Yes.
and workouts to get rid of the recipes I just tried.
Doom scroll. I do
And
scroll.
so-
That's how I find all the good stuff, though.
You do find good stuff.
I find some good
You do
content,
find good
okay?
stuff. I
'Cause-
try to like intentionally seek certain content. Like I'll go to certain pages and do a little brief scroll or whatever to try to find certain stuff.
Yeah.
But if I don't find what I'm looking for after about 20 minutes, I'm over it. I have a headache.
Let's
My
do our
wife doom
last-
scrolls and it stresses me out.
She does, though.
I try to get her to put her phone
This
away.
is for you, Rob. That's
Yes, fourth sip.
Fourth sip, y'all. Fourth sip. Let's get into our last sip of our
Oh God, this smells
day.
so rich already.
So this, you all, is Lustau Pedro Jimenez, what we like to call PX Sherry. Also, once again, 100%. 100% Pedro Jimenez grapes. Jimenez grapes, which are laid out in the sun after picking until they are practically raisins.
and you can smell that.
And then you're turning that into wine, and then it's aged in American oak cask, and the average year is 12 years. So this one's gonna be our richest.
It's giving prune juice.
Oh, it is.
It is giving prune juice.
Like a straight up the box of raisins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You take the whole thing and just throw it in your mouth.
But to be honest, I think the reason why I like this too is because I think the quality of the raisin here is specific to this fruit, right? Where some of the other ones smell like raisins that you get out of the box, this smells like this.
Pedro Jimenez raisins.
Yeah.
Raisin. It smells like Palomino raisin.
Pedro Jimenez.
Specific- Or Pedro Jimenez.
Yes.
Sorry. It smells like Pedro Jimenez, like literally raisin.
Yes.
Grape itself, that specific grape raisin.
Actually, a level of like carbonization, like before, like when it gets into like nearly burnt category, as opposed to like just like that caramelization.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a little bit more like rustic bitter.
Ooh, rustic.
I definitely
bitter.
smell the
like
caramel.
that.
I definitely smell. I feel like Demerara specifically.
Holy shit.
And I feel like there's some berries there for some reason. Like a cherry, a ripe cherry.
Super ripe dark cherry.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to taste.
It's sweeter than
Wow.
This is the texture.
Texture is like everything.
I like that a lot.
Wow.
This
This
makes
is
you want
where it's
to.
approaching like that darker mapley
Yeah.
kind of vibe. Honestly, it's
I want to
giving,
make
if
like
we
a
made
version of a New York sour with this. Like I want to float it instead of a wine. I want to float this on top.
I like that. Ooh, yes, please do that. First of all, it's giving like, ooh, what is the word I'm looking for?
The
giving-
texture is very rich.
And it's very rich. It's giving, like, if we were making Demerara sugar on the stove, if we left the stove on a little too long.
Okay, yeah,
Like, if we let it boil down a little too much.
yeah, definitely.
Like, it's still tasty, but you get a little bit of that, like, rich, almost cooked but not
Yes,
kind of vibe. I like that.
definitely. Well, yeah, y'all, we're ending our session here, and we're ending with just to let you all know where we eat it.
Yes, that is always our closeout segment of the podcast.
Yes.
Is where we talk about where we are both eating and drinking.
Yes,
And doing all the things.
Yes.
So a special Nowlands edition.
yes.
We are eating at.
Oh, I can't say it. I can't say it. Daijin.
Daijin?
Woo! It's a Chinese
gonna-
restaurant
I'm
in
gonna
a
take
quarter.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. We went last night. They have delicious soup dumplings. Actually, crab meat and crawfish soup dumplings, and so good.
And the crab
this is
rangoons.
good. And the crab rangoons.
Baby.
And then you had the shrimp.
The chicken and oh my god, we had the shrimp dumplings. These
shrimp-
I forgot what they're called.
Yeah,
but they're shrimp
hargao.
dumplings. There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
And the oh my god, chicken and kale dumplings.
Oh, the chicken and kale
So
dumplings.
good. Basically, everything was delicious.
It was so good.
And we didn't do nothing but dumplings. We didn't even make it to like the lo mains and the fried rices of it all.
yeah, we did all dumplings. And then we went to Cure to have some cocktails. Saw Scott Israel. So if you guys, he's there tomorrow night
It is a very sexy bar.
or
I love it.
Thursday. So go check him out at Cure. That's a really nice place. But thank you all.
He is a bartender based here in New
He
Orleans,
bartends.
and he bartends at Cure. I know we are just throwing names out there. Well, look it up.
We're at a bartender. I named the bartender.
Very exclusive.
I named the bartender, y'all. Black bartender man. He was
Black bartender man. Not the black bartender man.
But thank y'all so much. I hope you all got some tips on how to be calm and compensated.
Yes.
And if you have any other questions or concerns, let us know. If not,
Yes. And
we
take
out.
the sticker with you.
Yeah, take your sticker. Take your sticker. Cheers.
Yes. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Take off work a lot more.
What did Beyonce say?
Don't you set up,
Forget your
Rich.
job. Forget your place. Forget.
First of all, Beyonce got the nerve.
Okay, let's talk about. Hold on. Before we go,
This is the
Beyonce
bonus.
do got the nerve. You're a motherfucking millionaire.
Bonus with it or not?
Bonus with it or not?
Beyonce telling people quit their jobs and she a whole
We
billionaire.
are not telling you to quit your job out. Fuck that. That's not what we're doing.
Saying,
What is the billionaire saying?
if you don't like your job, leave it.
Oh, okay, that's what we're saying too.
Your friends, leave your friends. If you don't like the trade,
Forget the place. Forget your job.
It's the forget your job for me. I don't know if that's good advice, B. I don't know about that.
New foundation. Yeah. All right, y'all. Love you.